Irving, Harden, and Durant haven't played together a ton. Their first 14 games as teammates averaged 73 points per game. That is exactly what they got on Wednesday. Over the last 50 seasons, third highest by any trio through 15 games as teammates. Other than the two other recent instances, which also involved Harden and Durant, the only other higher combinations in NBA history all will involve, guess who, Steve?
Wilt.
Yep, Wilt's on every single list. Great to see Tim Legler back in studio with us. And Tim, look, I think Kyrie, his talents are obvious, and they were on display tonight, and you're going to show us some here specifically in a moment. But I just wonder, philosophically, how does this work?
I don't see how it does. I really don't. I think what's going to happen is, obviously, yeah, he's going to help out a lot when he plays, and he's going to provide something their offense does need. And right now they need an adrenaline boost, too. They're dragging a little bit. They're losing some games. He's going to reverse a lot of those mistakes that they're making now. Problem is, what happens then? The false sense of security that you get with him being there, and also the advantage that Steve Nash has when he's there of always having 3 of the top 5 raw scorers in the league means 2 of those guys are on the court at all times if you manage their minutes properly. That's not the case if you take one off the floor. And it's not simply just saying, well, KD and Harden just go do more than if Kyrie's not there. It just doesn't work that way. Not to mention the fact some of the other guys that you're counting on now, their minutes are affected.
Right.
Their rhythm is affected. Now they're going to step up the next time that this team goes home, and you're going to ask them to play great against Milwaukee and play big minutes, and they didn't really see the floor much in the last game at Indiana. The whole thing doesn't really correlate to success in basketball because it's required to have timing and rhythm and flow, and those things build over time. This is very much going to be a start-stop proposition for Steve Nash and the Brooklyn Nets.
And I mean, the Durant sound was so telling about it's a beautiful game and it's so easy when he's out there. Okay, when he's not, then what? And I know you were a fan of what Sean Marks said back in the fall. Like, look, it's a flow thing, it's a rhythm thing, and we can't do the stop-start. But COVID kind of forced their hand here. And I just wonder organizationally, I mean, look, things could change between now and the summer and the spring/summer too. And I guess what you're going to show us on the tape is why you just say we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, and this is what's different when you have a third guy. And this is, I'm going to start with this play and show you a little bit here defensively, because they were so bad in the first half defensively, and effort defensively when they play small lineups the way they do really matters. And this is Harden and Durant scrapping against a guy like Sabonis, do a nice job of reading this entry pass. And this is something they did not do in the first half. And when they're not good, they don't do this. They don't fight the way they did on this play. But here's really where it gets started with Kyrie Irving. Here's what's interesting about it. You take a look at these two guys back here, right? That is option number 1, and that is option number 2. And they are behind the ball. And that means normally for the Nets, there is no transition. But now, guess what? There's a third guy involved, and it's Kyrie Irving. So now this ball will get advanced. And it doesn't matter that there are 2 defenders back, because this guy is that special, electric in the open floor. And this is what he does that is so unique to Kyrie Irving. It almost looks like he's losing the basketball, yet he stops at the foul line, does not take another dribble. 2 steps, he's going to end up right here. And the defender does a pretty good job to this point. Go up, it's a pretty good contest. Hand is up, hand is on the ball. But take a look at Kyrie Irving. He still hasn't released it, and the defender is on the ground because he manipulates the ball, he holds it, he never releases it till he's ready. He is so uniquely patient for a small guard when he penetrates to the rim, and he's now going to provide bailout offense. He creates easy buckets in transition. He gets the ball with 6 on the clock and create a shot against anybody. So that luxury and erasing a lot of those mistakes and bad possessions I talked about, that's not going to be there now on the nights he doesn't play. And constantly going to have Steve Nash wondering, what are we really as a team? You're not going to have a great feel for it when he's in and out of the lineup as a part-time player. It's unprecedented what they are about to try to pull off, and it's fascinating to watch. And at least for the first night, it worked very well for them because Kyrie was pretty good.
And this isn't a question, it's more just thinking out loud. You know the dynamics of a locker room and what a team is like. And I think they have to wonder if being part of a team just a little bit might make him want to be part of the team all the time. And look, things change from the fall to now organizationally. Things could change from now until the spring. I guess we'll see if they do.
2 things, talent and winning, make guys acclimate to this a lot faster. So if that happens, I think guys are going to be forgiving.
Well, and the snapshot of just his first game back, he's got the goods, and they were on display. Tim, appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.